Hello, this is PalicoPadge, and welcome to a talking and trucking episode. Or was it trucking and talking? Can't remember. Anyway, a vlog of sorts. It's just a quick heads up. This video originally was 45 minutes long. It's basically a breakdown of the last 6 months of how I think the channel's gone, and the fact that as of this video going up, it means that my internet's now connected. And when I watched it back, there's a lot of crap being talked. A lot of stuff which could have been cut out. So this is the abridged version. So it's not the 45-minute version. So there will be jumps in between the important bits which I think are worth saying. All the rest of the waffle will be cut out. So I apologise for not the same format as usual for one of these videos. It's not as fluent as I'd like it to have been, especially after the last vlog. I thought that was very good. The way it all merged into each other, me driving and you seeing it from the outside. But never mind. Haven't done it this time. It will become a feature though as of, well, the next one. So this, as I said, just a heads up of what's going on, what I've thought about the last 6 months being on YouTube, and hopefully what will be here for the future, or in the near future anyway. So hope you enjoy, and I'll see you soon. Take it easy. Hello, this is PalicoPadge, and welcome back to another episode of Talking and Trucking. And I thought I'd do something a little bit different this time. We're playing it live. Oh yes, we're playing it live. I don't know how well this is going to go. I'm in a rented truck at the moment. I say rented. It's not my own truck. I do have the money to buy. Big excavator outside. I do have the money to buy my own truck, but I figured I'd save that for another vlog. Just something different, as I do like to do. So this is the first time that I've ever tried to record whilst driving. Multitasking, if you will. Not something I'm renowned for, but never mind. I thought I'd give it a whirl. So do excuse the fact that it probably isn't going to be as fluent sounding as it usually is. I do like to try and edit them down to cut out the majority of the umming and ahhing, but as you know, I do tend to and ah quite a lot, and there is a lot of things to be paying attention to. Now, I used to play this game with a steering wheel. It was rubbish, and as it stands right now, my setup means that I don't really have anywhere I can put a steering wheel which goes onto a clamp, which seems to be where the majority of the good ones go. So it's a case of having to use a joypad at the moment. So again, bear with me. You'll probably hear a few clicks of certain buttons and whatnot. Birmingham, not the prettiest of cities. What happened? What happened? What have I done? Am I stuck on something? Okay. Let's. Oh, hang on. Let's just put that a little bit further. Come on. Did I take that a little bit premature? I'm not even looking where I'm going. Right, here we go. So out wide and then swing it in. There we go. See? Couldn't even get around the first corner without causing problems. Right, so as I said, this is a little bit of a am I going through? No, there's no lights, that's fine. I'm going through I'm doing a little vlog here live for you, something different to my usual vlogs, which I like to think are a lot more of a... You're not coming around again, are you? I've done it again, haven't I? No, am I good? I don't even know where I'm going now. I was sidetracked by the lorry. Am I going forward? Yeah, come on, we can do this. Come on. Brute force, you're a truck. Jeez. Come on, get out of the way. Move it. What? Ugh. Maniacs, absolute animals in this town, I tell you, animals. See, this is why I tend to record and show you all the straight parts of the road when I'm already on the motorway, because those are the parts which generally go according to plan. This is all just a bit hair raising. Move it. Right, so vlog. That's what I'm trying to do here. It's not getting the best. We're about to get onto a straight road. Just give me 1 second. We'll just get around this corner. Right, there we go. So we're pretty much on the straight and narrow now. Right, so first times, we've covered that bit. This is me recording live, as I'm sure you can tell. Oh, God. And the other thing I want to say about this recording is, although I've recorded this whilst I still don't have internet, and that's how it's been for me for the past, geez, almost a month now, which is absolutely ridiculous as far as timing's concerned. who can be without the internet for a month these days for any, you know, decent reason other than you're not paying for it or something like that. As far as this is concerned, I'm sure I mentioned this in the last vlog. It's quite unusual to be without the internet when you're with the same service provider and just moving to a new place. It would appear that it's down to BT, which is British Telecom. They would appear to have the monopoly on the workings of the fibre optic system in the UK, and therefore they can do what they want when they want. And as it turns out, they've chosen to not do me for almost a month, and there's not really a lot I can do about it. There's no compensation, there's nothing. I don't believe I've been charged by my provider. At least I like to think I haven't been charged by my provider. Hang on. Is it? Yeah, that's right, I'm going the wrong way. So yeah, it's been a bit of a sucky month. What I've been having to do, obviously I've been trying to apply to as many people as I can when I'm doing my videos and putting them out there. I'm having to do it off the work computer, which is a bit rubbish. They're not the best, they're not the quickest. They're pretty new, but I think the actual internet itself, it's in Malvern, so it's quite a draconian place. It's full of old biddies driving really large cars, which they really don't know how to drive. So that is always fun, but I think it shows you the sort of mentality of living around there or around this area in general. It's a bit slower. It's not as quick to address problems as it would be if you were in a bigger city like, say, Birmingham or even London. But it's supposedly I'll be getting my internet this Thursday. I'm recording on Monday, and this video will be going up as soon as my internet is connected. This will be the first thing I'm uploading, again as a kind of test more than anything, just to see, you know, how it works and if I'm getting the speeds they've promised me. They're promising me between 35 and 45 meg downloads a second, which is a lot better than what I was on my normal broadband. So again, a step up in itself anyway. But it's something I'd like to test, obviously, before looking into the future. Now, it has been roughly about 6 months since I've started up my channel again. I launched my Thoughts of a 30-something gamer on February the 14th, on Valentine's Day. I thought it'd be a nice editorial and a nice intro to the channel, and it's something I'd like to do a lot more of in the future. It's something which takes a lot of time to do, and I've had, well, to be honest with you, the last 6 months for the YouTube channel has gone great, considering the amount of effort I'm able to put into it at any one time. About a month and a bit after I originally started the channel back up and was looking to bring in new stuff and finding what works for me, we found out we were losing my old flat. And as you know, if you're a regular on these vlogs, I've since moved, so that is all sorted now. But with the whole movement of houses and or bits in flats and houses and having to find new places and whatnot, it's something which tends to monopolise your time. So I haven't been able to dedicate as much time as I would have liked to this channel, and with that there are certain aspects which I believe have gone stale, and I look at changing over the next few weeks as soon as I've settled down again. There's certain things I like, there's certain things I don't like. I'm very happy that the Curious Expedition has took off very well for my standards anyway. I never expected to get 100 views per video on those so quickly. You hear of these channels who start up and they're like, oh yeah, I've got 1,000 subs in 6 months, but I'd rather grow naturally, and I don't do any advertising on my channel itself. I've been burnt a few times in the past on trying to get it out there, and I believe that it's a lot better to have someone else recommend you than it is to keep going out there and recommending yourself. There is the odd bit of self-promotion I'll still do if there's a valid sort of Reddit post on Reddit, believe it or not. But generally, I just let it grow naturally. It would appear that a lot of people who subscribe to me do it off a recommended video, sort of enter another one's video and become the recommended video, and that works out a lot better for me. I think it makes it think like I'm a bit special. You've discovered me, and I think that's a bolder sort of, or a more bigger bond than it would be to just be told, oh, watch this guy, he's really funny. It's something you have to get accustomed to, and I like to think that you don't come here for, well, obviously you come here for the games, but over time I like to think you come here for the personality as well. I need to go straight on, mate. You need to hurry up. Well, I'm going to knock you off the road. I warned you. I warned you. That was close. That was close. Yeah. No, hang on, hang on. It's here somewhere. No, that's the windscreen wipers. Where is it? No, no. It's not. I don't want to press A in case it's my air brake. Oh, there we go. Look! Flashing you knob. Jeez. Anyway. So, yeah. Generally, there are certain things which I will be trying to sort of mix up, but the Curious Expedition has done me very well. I don't know how much more I'm going to get out of it. There are a few more characters to go through, which I will be playing on hard mode from now on. I feel like normal sort of ran its course, and it would appear that normal has got a lot easier since they've introduced hard mode. It just seems to everything seems to fall on your lap a lot easier than it used to when I first started playing. So maybe hard mode is the way forward for me now. I'm also looking, and again, no promises, but I am looking at doing a little special version 1.0 beginner's guide, just with a few hints and tips of what I've picked up over the time playing this game, which could help new people and maybe, you know, veterans alike. It's just, as I said, it's more sort of tips on how certain things work together, as opposed to me saying, oh, you know, the rope lets you climb stuff, you know, just basic stuff like that. It's going to be the more sort of things which have got me out of the mire in the past. Again, but that's going to be a more heavily edited one compared to the usual stuff I do. So I'm hoping to throw that out within the next week or so, just as version 1 goes live, and it's still obviously apparent and up to date more than anything. They have said this is Mashing and Mensch. They have said they're going to be supporting this game way after it's been put out into version 1, and one would think that means adding new things. So I don't know how long it stays relevant, but you know, you do these things at the time to try and, you know, sort of help other people out, I suppose. I've noticed that all my biggest videos in any series I start are the ones where I've done a bit of research and I do like a little sort of mini beginner's guide for people. So and the Curious Expedition and both developers, Johans and oh my god, I've completely forgotten his name. Riyadh, that's his name. God damn it. Johans and Riyadh. Yes. So hopefully, you know, that will work out well. That's terrible. That's really bad. Sorry about that, Riyadh. I do apologise. But anyway, yeah. So they said they're still going to be supporting the game. That's something which I'm going to continue playing. But as I said, you know, I'll be pretty much sneaking up to about 100 episodes by the time I get to the end of playing through it. And well, that's enough for any game, I feel. There's not a lot more I can show you as far as that's concerned once we've been through all the different explorers and I've done a few challenges. And it does take up a lot of time on the channel, so it's something which as I say, I don't ever want to, you know, say goodbye to it properly, but it's something which, you know, can't go on forever. You know, good stuff, nothing goes on forever, you know, nothing lasts forever. So I think I've had a good run of it, and I will milk it for what it's worth. But once we're done, I think we will be probably done with that. I am actually very interested in the next game that they're looking at doing, the Curious Case. It seems to be sort of like a sort of noir-y, sort of Sherlock Holmesy type of detective thing with procedurally generated cases in. So I'm very interested to see how that goes along. I may be in with getting early access to that. We don't know at the moment. I like to think that I've earned my brownie points for playing the Curious Expedition so much to be allowed to have early access to that. But we'll see. The guys are very nice. I know I'm not the biggest fish in this pond, and but you know, we're not looking out for anything in particular. But you know, it's a lot of love goes a long way. You know what I mean? Know what I mean? So that's pretty much that done. But yeah, I am going to be moving on to challenges. Now, again, this is something I'll put into a proper video at a later point, but generally, I am happy to accept challenges off you guys. I will be putting a few out myself, but the way it's going to work is if you have got a challenge for me, what I would like you to do is pull it into one of the comments in whichever video. It can be in this video if you want, or it can be in the video where I properly announce it. But if you put down the explorer that you want to see me play with and what challenge you want to use. Am I about to be taken off the road here? No, I think I'm okay. And the explorer you want me to use and the challenge you want me to do with that explorer, and if I think it's a decent enough one, I will go ahead and do it. Again, easy car, easy. Jeez, I'll tell you, I'm terrible at this game. Now, I really enjoyed playing the Darkest Dungeon. I have had comments that I'm taking a little bit too long in between goes. I will try and keep that to a minimum, but as you regulars know, I'm a bit of a jibber-jabberer. I do like to talk. And I will, as I say, I'll try and keep it to a minimum. I am learning the game a bit better now. I have been doing a hell of a lot of research just to try and get formidable teams, but it would appear that without having any Vestals whatsoever, I am pretty scuppered, and I will struggle until we get some more Vestals put into my roster. So you'll just have to bear with me as far as that's concerned. But generally, yeah, I'm enjoying it. We are making progress. I don't feel like I've come to a dead end as such at the moment anyway. Obviously that may change in the future and might alter what I decide to do with the game on my channel. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. We'll see how it goes. There is a bit of a story which would appear to be running through it as well. But hopefully from episode 11 onwards, which I haven't recorded as of this point, but I am looking at recording in the next week or so, you should find that the actual playing of each level is a bit more fluent, and I know a little bit more what's going on, and maybe there'll be a bit of a bouncing off each characters, being able to stun mark them up and whatnot, and get them working as a team as opposed to me just playing them as individual people, barely keeping them alive. But as I said, my issue at the moment is I don't have any Vestals, so there's not a lot more I can do on that. I need to put on in just like that other guy. There we go. Beautiful sunset, beautiful sunset. So yeah, Darkest Dungeon, not a lot to say about that. It's going well and I'm happy with it, so we shall leave that as is for the time being. So that's the two main ones I'm playing at the moment. Now there are a few which I've sort of ended prematurely, which I do really enjoy and I will want to bring back to the channel at some point in the future. But there are a few prerequisites onto me bringing those back. They're not just going to be suddenly brought back without due reason. The first one is RimWorld. Love RimWorld, should have indicated there. Love RimWorld, great game, great storytelling game. That's what I like about doing things on this channel. We tend to work more for the story than the most efficient or the best gameplay you're ever going to see. But the issue with RimWorld is I'm a little bit burnt out on it. I've played it for the past 4 or possibly 5 updates, and I've brought 2 of them to you. And as I said, it's a game I love, but it's a game which as it stands right now, you can go, again, this is something I've said before in vlogs, you can go episodes, like multiple episodes without anything interesting going on, and you just can't afford that on such a small channel. You lose people's what's the word I'm looking for? I tell you, I'm crap in my words today. I do apologise. This is what happens when I try and multitask. I just can't do it. Am I going to Carlisle? Whoa! Slow down, slow down. No, we're not going to Carlisle. You lose people's enthusiasm for it, and they can turn off your channel. So it's something I want to do when I've got the enthusiasm for it, and I can inject that into it. And there might be a way of making things a bit more constant. Maybe you can in the future put like your own custom storyteller on, so you can say, right, I want something going on every X amount of minutes or X amount of days in the game, and that way it'll just make it flow a lot better, I feel. Anyway, so RimWorld on hiatus, but something I am definitely looking at bringing back. The other one is Project Zomboid. Now, Project Zomboid, again, I love, but it can be quite boring if you don't have a game plan, and I like to wing these things. I like to play things on the fly. And what I'm looking out for on that one in particular is when they bring NPCs back. I think that will make the world a lot more dynamic and interesting. And they are talking about actually having NPCs which you can join up with and maybe make like little villages with, or not so much villages, but like safe houses and whatnot. And again, I think the dynamics to that would be really cool. But the issue is I don't want to be playing it now and burning out on the game before all that stuff gets kicked in, because then you just don't play it. For example, I don't play DayZ anymore. I love that game, absolutely loved it, but playing it in early alpha when it was bare bones, it just killed the passion for me, and I don't have the inclination to play it at the moment, although I have got a video about DayZ, which I'd like to do in my head, but we'll get around to that at a more apt point. It's a difficult one. I've got a few bad things, or ways I think that the Bohemia have sort of let everyone down with the DayZ engine and what they're doing, and especially now Rocket's left as well, which again is another bugbear on my behalf. It's a wound. It's an open wound, shall we say? So that's what I want to say on that. But as I said, as far as projects on board is concerned, I think they'll be a lot more interesting once they bring the NPCs in. And I know they're working on a lot of items at the moment which will be necessary for the game to work a lot more fluently, and I can't begrudge them for getting on with that first, but it's not something, as I said, I want to get into too deeply before any of the more interesting things come along, because much like Walking Dead, it's not about the zombies, it's about the people, or at least I like to think it's about the people. So we'll see how that goes, but that will definitely be coming back at some point also. So that's those two done. Easy, brakes. Why are you doing 45 and a 50 on a motorway? This is ridiculous. Come on, lorry. You're blocking me. I want to pull on out. There we go. So, yes, those are the two ones which I want to bring back at some point. Now, I have forgotten to mention so far Forsaken Isle. Again, that's something which I feel like I've played a lot of for the content we've got at the moment. It's something which will be coming back in spurts. You know, I'll do an occasional video every so often until I find something interesting to play, but again, right now I don't really have the passion for it. Can you believe this? They make me pull into the middle lane to try and overtake them just to get up to my limit. They can go a lot quicker. They're cars. They can go at 70 miles an hour, and I'm stuck at doing 60 now. It was 50 a second ago, it's now 60, and I don't have the power to be able to overtake them. So why drive so slow on a motorway? I don't understand. Anyway, I digress. Do I need petrol? We should be okay. So, yes. Get to this lane. Don't know why. I was just wandering my way over there. Thought I might as well, commit, as they say. So yes, that was Rimworld and Projects on Board. Forsaken Isle. Yeah. So Forsaken Isle, you'll see the odd video. It's not something which I don't think I'm going to end it in like a big end of series video. I think it'll be something which just peters out in its own time. It is something which, as I said, I will be doing a few more episodes on, but I don't really have the passion for that at the moment. But we'll see what gets introduced. You might find that some more interesting things come in, and suddenly I want to play it a lot more. But as it stands right now, I've got my fun with the other games. Speaking of which, there are new things coming to this channel. One of them, or two, there's two games. The first one is 3030 Death War Redux, which is what I showed you in a vlog a few vlogs ago now, a few episodes of vlogs ago. Ooh, is that a balloon in the air, or is that the sun or the moon? No idea. Just up there. I don't know if you can see it. Anyway, get sidetracked. See, this is why I don't do recordings live. It doesn't work. But yeah, Death War 3030. It would appear that is a story-driven game which is based in an open world environment. I think that works well because we get the story part of the thing, and it does appear to have a very good sense of humour. So we can enjoy that together. Because I haven't played too far into it. I don't want to play too far into it because I don't want the story to be ruined for it. But the fact it does have that open world sort of part about it means that it hopefully won't be the same as anybody else who's played it previously who you may have watched, and that's what it's all about. But if I'm introducing you to the game, then that's cool as well. If you like the game, you go out, you can buy it, and you'll know what's going to happen as far as story is concerned, but you can go about it in a completely different way of playing if need be. You just undertook me, sir. That's against the law. There you go, you get a B for that. So that's something I will be bringing to the channel in the next couple of weeks, possibly the next week. I am looking at doing a whole load of recording now. I'm looking at getting the internet back. I want to throw a load of stuff out there, and I'm also interested to see how long it's going to take for me to upload a standard episode of about 30 minutes. So again, that'll be pretty cool, and then we can slice and dice accordingly with the footage I have. So yeah, 3030 Death Wall Redux is coming up, and the other one, which I've had a few people sort of talk to me about, and have been sort of saying, "Oh, we'd really like you to play this," is Kingdom New Lands. Now, I've bought Kingdom. I've watched a few people play it. I think Splattercat Gaming was the first person I saw who played it, and I was a bit like, don't know how this is going to work, but it's pretty interesting. It's completely keyboard orientated, so I don't have to worry about having a pesky mouse on the screen. And again, it's procedure generated, so none of them should, you know, be all the same, he says. But I don't know whether to do that on, say, maybe a 5 life limit or a 5 life limit, simply because, again, I don't want to get into samey. And if you have to start your kingdom over every time, I'm in the wrong lane here. Every time, it's going to get a bit samey. And I don't want to do that if I can help it. So we're going to definitely start playing the kingdom. We're definitely going to get a fair few episodes out of it, but again, don't expect any end game content with this. It's something which I'll be learning on the fly. If it becomes really apparent that I don't know what the hell I'm doing, then I might do a bit of research. But as I said, I like to play these games blind. You know, how many of you guys, honestly now, how many of you guys buy a game and then do all the research into it to then play the game? You know how it works inside out. What's the point of playing a game you've basically read the solutions book to? Then what you're doing is dealing with mechanics, and that's not fun. And I play games to have fun. So I'm going to change the lane here. So it's a case of I will play it as long as I'm enjoying it, and it doesn't become too sort of the same. Oh, break. Okay, so blind spot. That's never good. I can just about see through there. I think we're okay. Oh no, we're not now. Buses, and cars. Oh, nice car. Ford Focus, and big truck. Let's go to Glasgow. Oh. I've decided to break up Padge Plays into 3 separate sections for the time being, which will be put on to the title, so you'll know what I'm doing before you even watch the video, so you can choose whether you want to watch it or not. The first one will be Padge Plays Retro Edition. Now those will be either games or emulated ROMs from yesteryear, be it from the PC or consoles, just stuff which reminds me of old times, you know, and interesting snippets about what's brought me to where I am right now in my life as far as being a gamer is concerned. Really? Are you overtaking me because I'm going so slow? I do apologise. Sorry. There we go. So yeah, so we're going to have Padge Plays Retro Edition, and that'll be all the older games. I am now thinking of doing Padge Plays Indie Edition. The one thing which I've noticed a lot since starting this channel, I've signed up to a website called what are they called? Keymailer, that's what they're called, Keymailer. And because I've got over 100 subs, I can sign up to this website, and I can, if they allow me to, developers can choose my channel. They can check out my channel, and they can choose my channel to send me 3 Steam codes for their games, and I get to play them and review them. And as long as I put up a certain amount of hashtags on it or descriptions, that gets registered on the Keymailer website, and my standing for Keymailer goes up, and therefore more people will hopefully offer me keys to their games. And as I've been growing quite slowly but surely, I have noticed a lot more games are being sent my way. For instance, over the past 3 weeks of not having the internet, I have been gifted. Was I gifted? I have the chance of having, I think it was about 7 at last count, 7 games. And yes, then they're not the best games out there, but it's a good way of showing stuff which I don't usually play, or put it this way, I wouldn't choose to buy with my own money. So Death Wall 3030 being one of them, that was the first mega, like, really interesting one I saw. So that's something which I think would work out well for the channel for me to do. I don't charge on my videos. I don't put ads on my videos for the time being. So this is the little perk as far as I'm concerned in doing my channel. I get given free games every so often, and I feel like I would be a fool not to take advantage of it. So That will be part of the indie edition. Those will all just be much like the retro edition, just single videos of the game. And if I like the game a lot, then I might extend that, but generally that's what it will be. If it's something which is going to take up more than one episode, I will call it extended edition, and that way you'll know it's part of you know, maybe a 1, 2, 3, 4 part video in all. Generally with those things, I do tend to record them in full, so it would be a case of me snipping that up to the best of my ability. But again, that's something we will hit on at a later point. And the last one is Padge Plays YOLO edition. You Only Live Once edition. Now, the reason being, again, there are a few games in my back catalogue which I enjoy playing a lot, and I'd like to bring to this channel, but they're games which tend to not so much sort of try and kill you off quickly, but games can be very short, and I think they'd be good for maybe 1 or 2 episodes, but to have it over a large amount of time, again, would just kill the actual fun of the game for me to play and for you to watch, because I'm having to do the same thing over and over again in order for it to be relevant and to continue at a pace which suits me and the game. So it's a case of I'll probably just do the odd one of those. It's not going to be a constant thing, because no, I can play Spelunky as much as I want, or I can play Rogue Harvest as much as I want, but after a few lives, you know, it can get repetitive. But again, that's just another idea I've got on how I can break up the Padge Plays name and be able to have you guys to just distinguish between all the different ones I'm doing. So yeah, that's about it. And as it turns out, we're pretty much at the end of where we're supposed to be delivering. I couldn't have posted that much better, really. The jibber jabber, I like to think, has been kept to a minimum. You may find that there are a few blank points, or there was one time when I couldn't remember Riyadh's name, which is absolutely mega embarrassing, as he was the first guy to reach out to me from Mashin and Mensch. So again, I apologise for that, Riyadh. It's multitasking. I'm not built for multitasking. I'm a bloke. This is quite difficult for me, and I haven't been able to get the footage for outside, so you'll probably just find a plain screen before, or I might just do myself all parked up at the start. But this is, well, I'm in sort of like a quarry type area. I suppose it makes sense having an excavator. You know, you're not going to take it to the front of a shop, but there we go. Oh, look at this, pretty. Oh, we got this. We got this. No, we're not in it yet. There we go, now we're in it. Boom. Not bad. So there we go. That is the end of my vlog. I am hoping that it flowed a lot better than it sounds whilst I talk, because it was terrible. But I covered everything I wanted to cover, so there is that. And we've parked up. Again, in a quarry. Interesting. Ooh, look at that. Cars and everything. So thank you for watching. From here on in, I just want to end by saying the channel should start to get back to some sort of normality. At least that's the plan. So these vlogs will not be as frequent as they have been over the past few weeks and months. I basically only want to be using these vlogs to be able to tell you what's going on with me and the channel, which affects the channel. So hopefully this is the start of a much more quiet period for myself and my channel. So I appreciate you sticking with me, and well, here's to the future, I guess. Here's to the future. So thank you for watching. As always, a like is appreciated. Share my name out there, get it seen, help me grow, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take it easy.